Hello guys and welcome back to another JTW video. So this is part 2 and the last part of the catch-up series of everything I've seen over the last month and a half. And starting off, on April 17th, I got word that IC-1029 and IC-1036, both in Death Star paint, were on L588. And so, after going over to Nina, we were able to see them. And then we went over to Campo to see them leave. Then, a few days later, I had an open day and I decided to go up to Stevens Point to try to see some trains. And I heard that a CP ES44 AC was leading train U759 north. And so when we parked, I went out to see where it was, and it was right down the tracks from us. But I was able to set up in time to see it. And then train A491 came along, with a BC Rail trailing third and a Teardrop -9 trailing fourth. And we filmed it wrong, so here's a picture of it. And then train U756 South came along. With another BC Rail as the DPU. And then we went to the back of the yard and saw Grand Trunk 5856, the last Operation Lifesaver Grand Trunk unit, working the yard. Then, we went to the west side of the Wisconsin River, and I heard that the Grand Trunk Heritage Unit was trailing second on southbound train B786, and so after it got there, we got out to film it. Then, we chased it to Amherst Junction and filmed it going underneath us. That day in Stevens Point was truly one of the best trail fanning days I have ever had. Then, the next weekend, I heard that northbound train B781 had a CSX Chivo leading and a CSX SD70 Mac trailing second. And so, when it left Fond du Lac, we went over to Neenah to see it. But first, we saw train L531 working around Neenah. And then came along B781 with the CSX SD70 Mac. And as we were leaving, we saw train U762 south in the siding. Then, a few weeks later, I had some free time, so I went to the Neenah rail yard and saw northbound train M347 with an EMD leader and a -9 trailing second. And so, that is everything I've seen over the last 2 months. And so, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.